Well, following you on Instagram and social medias and stuff, you've had a very good couple of concert weeks.
Man, it's funny. So I always say I go see Kiss to remember. I go see Kiss play concerts, so I remember why I play concerts, right? Yeah. They are the de facto heroes of my life. Superheroes in the makeup, of course, heroes just as humans and friends and professionals who have laid the track for all of our train to go down. Same with Metallica. We're friends with them. Of course, we grew up together. My own career is a branch off of the Metallica family tree. Sure. And I love that they say that, the Metallica family. And when you're there at the show, you feel like you're part of the family. And they're kind, they're gracious, they're cool guys. Their whole organization is a well-oiled, huge operation. It's like the Microsoft of metal, and and it's run very well, and then when the lights go down and the show starts, all that goes away and you're just watching, to many 4 superheroes, to me 4 awesome friends kicking ass, playing great songs, most of which I'm a fan of, right. And I say most because, I'd say up through the Black Album, for sure. Load, Reload, I like those records. Those records all have good songs on them, some couple of great songs. And then after that, look, I was busy doing my own stuff, and we all kind of went in separate directions there. But I think Hardwired is great. That's a super great record. Yep. It's I love the whole look of 72 Seasons, the yellow. It's I love it. You see a billboard in England, right, that they put up on their social media. It's just yellow with a little tail of the M of the logo, and you know what it is. I mean, to me, it's like seeing the Apple logo. You see it, nothing more needs to be said. And I just admire that, because like Kiss did for us, Metallica busted through all the big doors and laid the track for our trains to all proceed through, so
well, and those 2 bands had, if they have one thing in common, it's work ethic, for sure.
That's the thing, man. Being at this Kiss show, for instance, right? I mean, these guys show up at 3 p.m. Now, that particular day, they, I think, flew over from Van Nuys. So, I mean, look, some black Suburbans or limousines pick them up at their houses in L.A., drive to the airport, get on a plane, fly, not far, Palm Desert, maybe an hour. They get off, more black Suburbans and, Men in Black kind of shit, right? And they come to the arena, they show up. So, look, their day probably started at fucking 11 a.m. or noon. They show up at 3. Now they're doing a sound check party for an hour, 2 hours of hair and makeup. And then they're doing VIP fucking the meet and greet thing where you stand in front of them and they take the picture. And then they go on stage and fucking play for 2 hours. And then after that, Gene and Paul have more, stage used guitars, meet and greets. I mean, that's a fucking 15-hour day, man. And these, Gene and Paul are in their 70s. Most people at 72 are retired. They're playing golf. They're just fucking off, like living at the beach or whatever. And these guys are out working hard or harder than anybody. So if anybody thinks it's, it's simple, it's not, and to be back inside the Keebler Elf factory, for those of us who are of age who saw the Keebler Elf commercials making cookies back in the day, the elves at Santa's, place, it's a lot to make the donuts, man. And same with Metallica, man. I mean, it's like those guys put in the time, man, and there's a reason. And, look, this no repeat weekend that they do. I mean,
that's impressive.
That's why I'm doing Kings of Thrash.